Yo, yo, Jathos channel up and running, and today is not like a gameplay video, but it's just like a job video of my experience at a job, and I just wanted to give out some knowledge about this particular job, and what it is that you're basically a floater working for a corporation, and what it is that you just go. I have it like all written down as a draft right here. You just the boss or your leader just calls you or texts you where to go in the morning for a day or maybe a week, and then you go there and you basically stay there to get all the work done. Or sometimes in the middle of the day they'll be like, now we need you to go somewhere else. So that's what this job's all about in a corporation standpoint. I'm not gonna say where I'm working at, but you'll probably see this at, I don't know, Loeffler, Rico, Xerox, many other corporations. Those are the three I know. There will be plenty of more for your careers, but what I'm trying to focus on is like on the customer service standpoint, where you have you work on like printers or doing bindings, work on books, and so on. So that's about it. So now I'm gonna actually type out the or say what the pros are or like the advantages of working as these floater or the corporations that I listed or more. And one advantage is that vacations. I'm gonna say vacations, no problems. There's really no problems taking vacation because when you're on vacation, you come back, you don't have any additional work to do. You have no expectations to get caught up on work at all. So when you take vacation for a week, you come back, there's no pile of work for you to do because you don't really have a home base or a site that that you own because you're just jumping around sites to sites. So, actually, give me 1 second. Advantages. So that's one of them. Second is that you may get parking slash travel expended. So some some of these corporations, like the ones I listed, they might have a company vehicle that you could just use to get to the sites, and some of them you might use a personal car, which sucks because it's wear and tear on your vehicle, and you have to pay for your own gas and so on. But as a floater, since you don't have a home base, some of these corps might have to expend you like 60 cents or 50 to 65 cents a mile, which does not seem like a lot, but if you're just traveling one location every day, you're not getting paid for that. So think of that way. And also for parking, just parking, being able to go park in like, I don't know, LA, Minneapolis, uh, New York, being able to go park there and then go home, you're expended with that for that. Parking could be very expensive. It could add up fast. For instance, for me, I'm just gonna give out that I for going to park for me is $10. So imagine you go to work and the first hour you work, you have to pay for your parking. That sucks. 1 hour of your work is paying for your parking. Uh, so that's one of the reasons why I actually like this job. So keep that in mind. And also travel, that adds up too. And if you have a newer vehicle, well, that's good. Yeah, if you have a newer vehicle, I mean, wear and tear still happens, but hey, you're driving a new vehicle and you're not at risk of like getting. Oh, you actually gain a little bit of money on that in the overrun until you hit like certain miles. Then that kind of is a big bummer, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see. What's the next advantage you get? I'm trying to think here. 1 second here. Another advantage I just out of this that I remember is that you may not be able to clock in. So some of you guys and girl might think this is actually a disadvantage because you're not able to clock in or anything, and you're supposed to clock in. But actually, sometimes some sites you're not able to clock in, just unable to, and because there's limited computers, there's some people have their passwords on computers, like personal passwords on their own work computers that you just can't get in there. And well, as a leader or a boss, you expect your employees to be at work, and they just have to naturally give you 8 hours. This doesn't mean okay. This does not mean if I know a site and I can't clock in, I'm not gonna show up to work. No, 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 no. You're gonna get reported for that. You're gonna totally get reamed. I got called in at least like twice for not showing up. Um, but I was actually running late on those. But yeah, so just keeping that in mind if you want to take this position that you may not be able to clock it, which is a good thing and kind of a bad thing. So let's say if you have to work overtime, you're not able to prove that you worked overtime. That's kind of some. I had some of those times where I was not able to clock in and I worked overtime and I lost overtime pay, but that's all right. So, yep. So, in a way, it's a two-hand sword, but I think it's an advantage. It's an advantage over a disadvantage. So, yep. Uh, let's see. Right now I can't think of any more pros. So I'm gonna move on to disadvantages on this because I can think of a ton of those. I could probably maybe think of more advantages later on. With right now, it's just not. It's not really clicking with me. But all right, so oops, why is the format so bad? Okay, so one disadvantage uh, that this job can be kind of tough is that some managers expect high levels from you. So, so this is gonna be a disadvantage that you're not a team player or you're not part of a team really, part of a team. So Okay, so this can go two ways. So there are some good managers and great employees that you'll work with at these locations or these sites, but they don't know what kind of experiences you have, or they just don't know you real well. This is the biggest thing about what happened to me on this position is that some of these guys, these people, expect high levels of work from me, and try to learn how like do cutting and using machinery that I never did, and of course I made mistakes, but I get reported on that, and you know, you would think some of these people might just give you another chance or just do practice on this kind of stuff, but they won't give you. Sometimes they won't give you a chance just to prove yourself or improve your skills. And why I'm gonna keep these two almost the same is that you're not really part of a team. You're just a lone wolf going into these sites, and they don't. And again, they don't know you, and they can actually either a take advantage of that and give you all the work, all the crap they have to do. They just sometimes they can be lazy to show you like once or maybe twice, and then you're on your own to do all the work. And then this has actually happened that then they just don't do anything and they sit around or talk while you do all the work. And you have a question and you're kind of nervous of asking a question because you don't know these people too well. They don't know you either. So I don't know. But yeah, that's one. These two can go either way, and of course there's great managers and leaders out there. I like my boss. I actually do like my boss because he gave me chances and I proved myself a lot. But the guys but he doesn't really know what's going on behind the curtains. He just has to manage like where everybody is and who's in and who's out, and it's a lot. And he has to rely they have to rely on these surveys. So and uh, and this actually goes to my third point that don't expect don't expect good I don't know what is this um uh don't expect good back or feedback or promotions. And sorry, my mic just kind of cut out. It just turned off. But don't expect good feedback or promotions or uh, what's that word they use at my work? I don't know. I can't remember. But if it comes back to me, don't expect good. Yeah. So I um ex- expect bad. So this is one thing. I don't think this is true for every company, but I never got any good feedback at all. Being hey, you did great work. Um, the manager here is really proud that you've done all this work in a short amount of time, and so we're going to you just keep at it, and we're going to maybe promote you, or we'll talk about raise. No, don't expect that on this job at all. I of course this is not true for every company. I'm just being a little biased. I'm being actually biased on this one, but I did not get any good feedback at all, except I got the bad ones where, of course, this is going back to these two that, um, what I guess I got reported for taking on my phone, I guess, which is baloney, even though it was downtime. And then, the other one I got reported just because I was learning how to use the machines, which is kind of baloney too. But yeah, just because you're not really part of the team, they don't know you really well. Why would they? Why would they give you good feedback? All they want is to take advantage of that. And then when you do something awful or bad, or you're just learning stuff, it's their advantage to be like, yes, I can finally report this person, so I can I can just like harm somebody else, so that I can get myself take advantage of somebody else's mistakes, so I can get promoted. So yeah, expect that. It's sad. I find it very sad, and unfortunately that's the thing. So just be aware of that. Uh, the fourth is drives might be long slash far away. So I think the furthest I drive to work and from and back, about the furthest I ever done is like maybe 40 minutes. Of course, you'll get your travel will be expended, and your parking will be expended. So just keep that in mind. If you have a newer car, you get more money, but if you have like an older car or have a car that breaks down a lot, yeah. So yeah, um, let me think of any more cons of this. Um, Let me think. I just thought of this advantage just now. Um, as by the way, if it's a little bit if this video is a little bit choppy, or it just feels like I'm just pausing, I'm actually using the OBS just pausing thing while I think, so that you don't have to hear me. So yeah. Um, you know, the fourth pro is that you meet a lot of people and learn a lot. This is huge. You actually build your skills, build your communication skills with people that at work, and you actually learn about the culture of each place. I mean, there's lots of, like, you go to headquarters, and some headquarters are like different, and some of them are very serious, where you can only wear a work shirt and long pants only, otherwise they won't let you in. Or there's some headquarters that you can get away with, if you really want, wear gym shorts and a regular t-shirt. Yep. And you learn. But I think the biggest thing I learned was my people skills, or my communication. I'm a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit social awkward with people. I'm not perfect. I'm not dude perfect, but I'm learning, and I'm improved a lot. And I think this job is the best for that, because you meet people, and you might actually be friends with some of these workers that you work with. Not saying don't be friends with your coworkers. That's a different beast. There's a lot of reasons why it's kind of risky doing that, but that's a different beast. We can talk at a different time. But I never had that experience. But yeah, yep. I can't think of a fifth reason, but I'm gonna move on to tips and tricks. Let's see. Tips. There. Come on. 48. Tips and tricks. So, let's see. So if you want to get some like this job one day, this is a provide you guys with all knowledge if you want this kind of job in your careers is number one, ask questions. Always ask questions. You don't run the site. You don't run the site. Let's say if you're gonna cover for a week, ask as many questions as you can because once the guy who runs the site or in you're covering, and if you don't understand something or forgot to ask, there's nothing you can do because your boss or your leader will not know everything. And if it's like a one person site and a person is gone on vacation, you're not going to hear from them. You're just not. So make sure you ask as many questions as you can. Of course, of course there might be a like a binder or where there's information on what you can do, but sometimes those guides are not up to date, up to the standard, and there might be missing content. So yeah. Second is um, stay proactive. Now, again, this is all like sites. Um, like sometimes you could be at a site where there's nothing to do, and when there's nothing to do, I mean, there's nothing you can do. But um, I always ask, oh, is there something I could do in the meantime while there's downtime? And if they say actually no, that's when it's a good time to you can be on your phone or stuff because when they say no, there's nothing for you to do right now at this moment. Then that's all right. But apparently, I got into trouble just being on my phone, and I didn't ask, so I get into trouble, even though everybody else is on their downtime, is on their phone when there's nothing to do. I'm the one who gets in trouble, which is really unfair, but it is what it is. Just and again, you're not really a team player, or you're not part of the team really. So they can get away with all their stuff, all their shenanigans. But as a floater, and you're going to site, um, they want to just complain about new people. Again, you're just a stranger to them. So just be proactive until there's nothing to do. Then then you're allowed to do that. But once there's things to do, get off the phone or get off the computer. Unless you have to do work on the computer, then get at it. Just just chop chop. But make sure you always take your breaks though. Take your 15, 10, 5. Always do that. Always take your breaks. Otherwise, you'll burn yourself out, and then it's no fun to be burnt out. So, yep. Third, um, um, third one, it's it's okay to be late on unless the company unless it's okay to be late. Not like 2 hours late. 1 hour late is okay, but to be on time for the track to start. So it's okay to be late sometimes. I mean, I've been late a lot in my career. I've been late so much, but I hardly was absent from work unless it's sick time or vacation. That's the only time when I never showed up. Um, but you should always just be on time for the contract start. But if you're like 30 minutes, 15, 30, maybe hours, still pushing it, but if yeah, that's okay. Everybody's late once in a while, and you know, you know what? I had a friend that always says we always say you're late, and he always says I'm on time because being late, and then you're on, and if that's your time to start, because you got to do what you have to do in the morning or whenever you start, you have to do what you have to do to get your energy flowing, and that's the best. So, um, fourth, let's see. Let me think about this. I'm gonna pause it for a second. I just thought of this one. I'm gonna say don't overshare. So I'm not talking about your personal life. Don't over. Well, yeah, you should not overshare your personal life. Like, never do that. Don't talk about credit card debt or money and such. I That's a mistake I've done. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. Just don't overshare that. But I'm actually speaking about oversharing about accounts, other accounts, because um, people will ask, "Oh, what do you do at this account?" or "What do you do at this?" Because they might never have been to that account yet, and you just do this and this and that, and then they're like, "That's it? That's all you do?" And then it will say you've been there for like 2 weeks. They'll think, "Wow, this person's privileged. I mean, we have to work here and do all this work on time limits." And yeah, it's not fair, but don't overshare what you do at the accounts. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. People will take that information and be like, "Yep, the person's lazy." Probably, yeah. Just don't do that. Just say, it's the account just, you know, does that, does like customer printer, and there's a lot of people that come to you and ask you questions or something. Uh, Don't just say, "Oh yeah, it's lazy." You just Homer Simpson it. Yeah, just don't say that. Just say, "Yep, I just customer service printer," and that's about it. Or printing and mailing and packages. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Fifth. I'm trying to think of the fifth one and last one. The fifth one, I'm gonna say it's okay to say no. It's it's okay to say no on certain tasks that a leader or an employee wants you to do, and you don't feel confident, or well, you should feel confident, but if you don't want to do it, it's okay to say no. Just say, I have not got trained enough for that, but if you're willing to teach me or train me, can you please do that so I can do the best I can? Like something like that. I did not do that at all, and yeah. but it's okay. It's okay to say no at times on the task or yeah. So just be confident when you do that approach, and maybe they'll be like, okay, we can train you on this more, and you can do some more practice. Because one day maybe they need more people to do all this work, and you build their skills, so they should provide that. So yeah. So I'm gonna just say for conclusion. So to me, this is the perfect job for a beginner because you can you can improve your skills, talents, also oh that's the other thing. Just be yourself. Be yourself. You know, don't don't be all superhero or Superman and just taking every task. Just don't do that. We if there's one where we had all this mail and one was sick. A person that does all the mail is sick and nobody was nobody knew how to do the mail and one person just tries to do it and was doing it wrong. Don't be Superman. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because you're sending stuff to the wrong people and such. And B, it really damages the reputation, not for yourself, but for the company that you work for. Just don't be Superman, please. Just if you don't know how to do it, leave it alone. Don't touch it. Just do what you learn, and when that person comes back, they'll do the stuff. If they're not willing to train you on something, there's a reason why they won't train you on that material. That's why you say no. That's what I was getting at. So yeah, I would not touch that mail ever. Not in a trillion years, unless I was trained, which I was not properly trained. So I did not. I refused to do it. And even though I felt peer pressure to do it, I was like, nope. And I just walked out of the room. Hey, they could report me. I don't care. I'd rather do the mail right and have somebody do it right than incorrect, and then that damages the reputation of the company. Because even though, for me personally, I don't I just work because everybody wants to work for that paycheck and their career growth, but I don't want to look to damage a company's reputation because then the company loses money and then they have to start layoffs and try to salvage the company or see and it's not worth it. It's not worth to damage reputation for a company. Don't sabotage the company because A, you don't enjoy it, and B, just look for a new job, move on. Yeah. But anyways, this is the perfect job for a beginner because you can improve your skills and talents and personality. Um, although it can be a challenge, because you may not know the people at the sites, although it could be a challenge because you may not know the people at the sites, so that may not like you as much. It teaches you. It it makes you improve your skills skills and actually find what you're good at. You you're good at for also they might like you because of your personality. I mean, I actually have some people that actually like me at some sites. You may get like that one person who dislikes you and don't want you to come back, but if you do your work and you do well, there's nothing they can do unless they just do a false report, but you know, that's for a topic for a different time, but they might like you because of your personality. Um, and hard work. Um, just um, for me, I find for me, I that I enjoy. I I just enjoy IT side, helping customers with drivers to the printers and copiers on computers, giving them a listed description of what to do. And that's about it. That's for me. This is just for me. I'm gonna. So this is a perfect job for a beginner if you can get one. It can be a challenge, but I would try it. You should just try if you can if you can find a job that does this, like be a floater. If you get a job like this, I feel like this is a perfect beginner job that you can have and you can do well in. But just keep in mind that you're not like part of a team. You're just kind of independent, and you will not get really promoted really, um, unless you ask. But sometimes there's not many openings for an account. But you just make sure you just keep proactive, ask questions, don't overshare. It's okay to say no. It's okay. It's and just be yourself. All right. Well, that's about it. Thank you. And League of Legends content will come back. I just need to get this out of my system, but yeah. Next, the next one I want to do is me working at inside a vault, but that'll be a later time. All right, thank you everybody. Have a good thing. Yeah.